Hey, everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mugshot Monday. I'm here with my girl Keisha. We're here to talk about some
Hey.
inmates, some felons.
Whew. These inmates, I'll tell you, they're acting up.
Listen, this is season 2, episode 7 of Inmate to Roommate Gone Missing. And, I was looking at this as I was taking my notes yesterday, and I was like, we've knocked out 2 full couples here because we've knocked out
Yes.
Devin and Kathy and
Hmm.
Daniel, and we knocked out Mickey. We never even knew you. Marisol and Jim, they didn't even get to be on TV.
I forgot about them.
I know, we've knocked out so when they cast this show, they gotta make sure they got extras because they don't know what's gonna happen.
I would have never thought about those people ever again in life unless like I had a dream in tongues that would have like reminded me of them. But
Yeah,
I
right.
literally forgot about them.
I know, because they only visited that guy in the jail. It was never like
Yeah.
yeah, crazy. Yeah, that's wild. And you guys, just for like programming notes, we are going to be covering Love After Lockup next week here on Mondays. It's Mugshot Monday. That's where we cover Love After Lockup. And we will just continue to wrap up Inmate to Roommate at the end of that episode. We're not going to break it into 2 episodes or anything like that. We'll wrap it up. We'll keep it entertaining, but it'll just be Keisha did just give me some bad news that Love After Lockup is going to be going back to their longer format instead of being an hour. You think it's gonna be an hour and a half or 2 hours?
I should have taken a screenshot of what I saw and I was like, oh, it looks like it's back to hour and a half long
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lord. But I gotta tell you, as my years go on, 6 years of podcasting, I've gotten real quick on these notes where I can an hour and a half, I can make it real short. I used to write down so many details, and
Mhm.
now I'm just like, I'm covering so many shows, I don't have the time in the day.
You don't have
We're
time.
just
Yeah.
tippity tap, just fast, 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 fast.
And then there's always someone in like one of the Facebook groups. There's like, can you guys cover this show? I was like, Mary Payne about to cover no other show.
I was like,
So
listen,
she ain't got time.
I don't have time. And Keisha and I are going to cover Love is Blind UK, which is coming out. We understand it's coming out August 7th, and that'll be over on the $10 Patreon Supercast Apple subscription level. Our
Mm-hmm.
understanding is coming out August 7th, and we'll do just like we did before. We'll drop all the episodes at once. Like if 4 episodes come out, we'll drop 4 episodes. That's how we'll do it. Assuming we get our screeners on time. That's how we'll do it.
Oh my gosh. It's sometimes it's like, are they gonna send it? Are they gonna send it? Are they
I
gonna
know.
send it? Because sometimes they're quick to respond and other times they're not. So
I
you
keep
just kind of
reminding
like,
them. I keep
yeah,
reminding them. Don't
yeah,
forget, we need those episodes because we want to cover it. So there's a lot going on. Plus, I'm in the midst of getting my son ready to go to college, which,
oh boy.
oh boy, every time I look at like things, I'm like, oh shoot, I need to get this, I need to get that, and I
Yeah,
need to measure for this, and I need to, and what kind of clothes does he need? And it's
yeah.
hard because he's going to be, even though he's in Mississippi where all my family is going to be, if I've got to
Right.
get him like 4 pair of khaki pants, it's not like I could get it to him fast, you know?
Right. Yeah. Oh.
It's stressful for a
It's gonna
mama.
be okay. It's gonna be. Oh, I have to give you an update from Prison Brides.
Oh, yeah, Prison Brides,
So
more felons that we
yeah.
love. Yeah, okay.
So Kurt and Emma have broken up.
Okay, Emma with the black hair, that was the
Yes.
one that was like she was the fairy godmother to all the
Yes, she was.
oh,
Yes, she was.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
no, what happened?
Yeah. Girl, she's so dramatic. She was dragging this on. Like people had already like said, okay, we think you guys broken up because you've been sending out subliminal messages and this and that. Then she makes a post in 3 days. I feel like I'll be able to talk to him. Like, bitch, you what?
Why in 3 days?
You're ready. Yeah. So
But wait, he was getting out at the end of last Prison Brides. He was getting out, and she had already moved
yeah.
to Minneapolis or wherever, got the apartment ready and
Yes.
stuff. That okay, all
Uh-huh.
right. Uh-huh.
So, as she put it, he had many demons that he had to face, and some of his past caught up with him, and he started being, she won't talk badly about him,
That's good. Yeah.
but she's like, because I still love him. Maybe one day we can be back together and this and that. But they are totally broken up. She's no longer living in their apartment. I don't know what she's doing for work.
Because I can't remember was she a post lady over there? Was she the one that was the post
Yeah.
lady? And
Yeah.
he's the one who carjacked his cousin?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
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 Keep
But
it in
she
the
said that was
family.
okay. Yeah. She said that was okay because they had a gun and everyone in the US has a gun. That may be
Everybody.
true, but that doesn't mean we carjack our cousins.
I don't have a gun. I mean, we have some
I don't.
antique
James
we have
does.
some antique guns that I could hit somebody with, I guess, if I had to take
Yeah.
them out of a case and whack them real hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully they can work it out. She's in the States now, I guess.
Still in the States. She says she's not going home. She's not going to run back
Okay.
home. So
Okay.
I don't know, like, how is she affording life?
She's a social media influencer. She's on the Tick and the Talk a lot. I don't
A
know
lot.
how you make money from that, but maybe she's got ads. I don't know.
I don't know either. But
I
she
don't
hasn't
know.
gotten her teeth fixed.
Okay. Well,
Let's
bless.
start with the show.
Speaking of bad teeth, why don't we start with Emily and Jason? Every time Jason smiles, I'm like, don't smile quite so big, and then you can't see what's happening in the back.
Oh, what's happening in the back?
Everything's missing in the back. They only got the few in the front. And you know what? So does Emily, come to think of it. She's got a few missing in the back too.
She looks like she either used to be or she is a smoker.
I dreamed, and this just reminded me just now that we're talking about this. I dreamed that it came out that she was 41.
So I keep telling you, I think that woman is still in her 40s. I think she was a smoker. I think she's lived a hard life. She's between 47 and 55.
Okay. Well, when her son comes over next week, maybe if we find out how old he is, then we could kind of maybe do some math.
Yeah,
on that.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure it out.
Oh, Emily, don't make us get investigative on you.
Right.
Okay, so this is season 2, episode 7, Gone Missing. We'll start with Emily and Jason, and we open up with Emily kicking out Jason's fuck buddy Amber. Okay, friend. Sorry.
Yes.
And he says it's so embarrassing to get caught. And she just completely bitches him out and was like, my friend Cyndi vouched for you. I thought you were a good person. I was doing something nice for Cyndi, and you're using me for a place to stay. You're so disrespectful. You can't even follow my 3 rules. And he's like, I've been living with men for 3.5 years. She's like,
he has said that every single episode that he's been on. He really thinks that.
Yeah, he thinks that is going to really get her on his side.
It's not. Because I don't think Emily has probably had sex in like the last 20 years.
Yeah, 3.5 years is nothing to Cyndi. Well, no, Emily, what's her name? Emily. Yeah.
Emily. Yes. Yes.
So she's like, I don't care. These are things that are not my problem. You got yourself in that situation. I don't care. Now, she said, just remember, my 3 rules are pay the rent, keep my pets safe, and no one that I don't know comes in my home. I mean,
those are not hard.
Pretty simple rules.
Yeah, they really are, because I'm concerned either these women are escorts or all of his friends are homeless. Because why do they have to come there to have sex?
Yeah, why can't he just walk down the street and go to somebody's house or something? Or why can't somebody come pick him up? Or maybe he has to be home at a certain time, but we don't know if he's on an ankle monitor. We haven't heard that information.
No. And I think like they would have mentioned that.
Yeah, that he's got to be in the house by 11 or something.
Yeah, he doesn't have a curfew or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know why he's
like she didn't give him a curfew. I don't know. Like
it's not as bad as
escorts are homeless.
It's not as bad as like Cyndi with Jennifer is like, if you're out past 9, you have to take me with you. I mean, that's pretty bad.
No one wants to take Cyndi with them even before 9 o'clock.
Lots of people have sent me that picture of that person that you said Cyndi looked like, by the way.
Oh, okay. Did anyone get mad?
Oh, no one's mad. Everybody said it was spot on.
It is. It is so spot on.
It's the troll eater from the Trolls.
I think they're called the Bergens.
Okay.
Or the Virgins or something like that. Yeah. They're no longer troll eaters because now they've become friends with the trolls.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
She started out as a troll eater.
Yeah. That's what her whole family, that's whatever species they are, they eat trolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, people have sent me the picture and I was like, you sent me the picture. And then other people sent me the picture. I was like, all right, Keisha's right. Okay. Jason says to Emily, why are you taking this so personal about him bringing the girls over? And, you know, in his talking head, he goes, I just don't understand why there's no margin for negotiation here. None.
Well, she hardly knows him. Why would she want all of his friends in her house? Like, you've only been there a week.
I agree. Yeah.
No.
I
Go meet your
completely
friends at the
agree.
bar.
Literally, go out in the front yard, bang somebody in the shed in the back. You don't have to bring them into my house.
Do it in the doghouse.
Whatever. And so, she's like, "I'm going to bed." And then she tells us, "I try not to make decisions when I'm angry." And he tells us, he's like, "I mean, I gotta make this work here with Emily because I got
Yes.
nowhere to go. So I gotta." Yeah.
That's
Okay,
something
well,
he should think about every time he keeps sneaking a woman in the house. I think he, at this point, he's probably has snuck like 3 women in there.
yeah, yeah. Because now they're the next day and they're working on the recycling, and she's telling him, like, "You got to put the cans here and whatever." And they're in the kitchen, and he apologizes to her about the Amber thing. And he goes, "Yeah, I got a hand in it. I have a hand in it. I should apologize." She goes, "You're the only hand in it."
You're doing all of this. Like,
Yeah.
I
So
have no parts in it at all.
I'm not at fault. And she's like, "Yeah, I don't want an apology. Apologies don't mean anything." And then she's like, "Go ahead and tell me now. Is that the only girl you ever snuck in the house?" He's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And she goes, "I mean, no other girls?" He goes, "Nope, no other girls ever." And she's like, "Maybe I already know what you did." He goes, "No, you don't, because there's been no other girls." And then he laughs. He's like, "She thinks she can fool me. Like, I know she doesn't know anything," which was
Yeah,
hilarious because
that
I was
was
like, this
real lame of
of
her to
her.
even attempt to. Yeah, I'm like, Emily,
It
you would
is
have
just
already
like a
busted his
mom.
ass.
It is just like
She
a mom.
was. Even
Mhm.
when she was like, I'm going to bed. Don't bother me. I'm going to talk till I get up. That is such a mom thing when you've gotten in trouble. Like, oh, I heard you made a bad grade, but I'm going to go. I'm going to sleep. We'll talk about it afterwards. Don't bother me.
Mhm.
She's a total mom to this man child.
It is that's exactly something I would do to my kids, like, "How do you know I don't already know? You don't know
Yeah.
what I know." And then they're like,
And they
"Mm."
call our bluff every time. It's like, you
Yeah,
don't know shit.
sometimes I do know. Um, and so in the talking head, he goes, "I apologized to her, and, she got tough. She got tough with me, but
Mhm.
I got some leeway. See what happened? Like, I listened and I got some." So he is like, he's trying to show us his amazing manipulation
Manipulate. Yeah.
skills. Yeah,
And they're not that great at
they're not
all.
that great. Mm-mm.
No.
So now Jason tells Emily that he got a lead on some horses. And does she want to go to
Mm.
the horse track? First of all, what's she wearing? Is she wearing like 3 bras and a shirt? I could not tell. She had like a bra and like a tank top and then a white thing, and
Yeah.
she had them all like pinned together with safety pins.
She
Well,
struggles. She
yeah, she
she
does.
struggles a lot from the hair doesn't know exactly which way it wants to go. The clothes. She just looks like every step she takes is a struggle in life. Like she's been fucked over by a lot of people. It's clear we've yet to see her smile.
Yeah, that's right.
Someone compared her to a wet towel, and I have to agree with that.
That's
She's an
sad.
Eeyore. But I feel
Yeah.
bad for her because you could just tell that people have broken her trust so much, which
Yeah.
just leads me back to why would you then let a prisoner come and live in your house?
Her friend Cindy's not really a good friend if she allowed this to happen. Kind
Her
of,
friend
my thought.
Cyndi ain't shit.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So she was like, "Okay, yeah, that could be fun. Like, I've never been over there to do that. All right, that could be fun." He goes, "Yeah."
Mhm.
And she goes, "All right, I'll take you over there, but you better not be up to anything." He's like, "Oh, I'm not up to anything. No, no, no."
How
So
can
he,
he just looks like he's always up to something. What's
yeah,
underneath that hat? That's what I would be asking him if I were Emily. What do you got underneath that hat? What are you hiding?
baldness, baldness. Um, but he says
Theo
he's
Jr.
excited. He's excited to go to the horse track. He's not excited about hanging out with Emily, but he says it is time that he gets to know his new mom, which was funny.
Is very
Um,
fun. And she actually looked like she was happy to be out of the house.
yeah, she looked like she was happy to do
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So he says, he has to bet on a trifecta of horses, and he feels good about this trifecta because he got an inside scoop. You guys,
Okay. Yeah.
unless another horse trainer has
Yeah.
agreed to make their horses not win, how are
Mhm.
you going to predict what horses are going to win?
I don't I had the same question. I don't believe in horse races and all that. I just don't like how the animals are treated.
I agree. Yeah.
But I was just like like, is his friend like really on the inside where he can like throw things, or like,
Right.
how do you know? And why would you go and bet all the money you have?
Right.
That
Yeah.
is so stupid.
I mean, you have to know that 4 of the horses are gonna hold back so the other 3 can win or whatever, and there's really
Yeah.
no way to know that unless and listen, people could be screaming into their phones, into the ether right now, like, "Oh my gosh, it happens all the time in horse racing. Don't you guys know they throw the ra" We don't know.
We don't
I
know nothing. No,
I'd like to
no.
know.
Mm-mm,
All I know about
mm-mm.
horse racing, I learned from, Bethany Frankel talking about her dad. Like, that's it. Like, I don't know anything
What
about
was
it.
he, a jockey or something?
He was owned and owned a bunch of horses and was that she spent
Okay.
all her whole life, like, at the track with her dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
That's all we know, people. That's all we know.
that's all I know. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Um, so they go he bets on the trifecta, and he goes, "I feel good about this. I've got this inside scoop." And he goes, "I'm hoping to win my rent money. Wouldn't that be great if I could just pay you for 3 months?" And he goes, "But if I don't win, then I can't pay the rents for a few months." And she's like, "Huh?" And then the
Yeah.
the horses go around, and guess what? They don't win.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, no." Like,
That was so stupid.
if I
Like,
was
I would
Emily,
have
I would
just
not
left
have
him.
driven him there.
No, and after he lost, I would have made him walk home. Like, you're not riding back with me with your broke ass. Where's
Yeah.
my money?
Where's my money?
Yeah.
He said he just has
Mm.
to work now and find a new hustle.
And I
Mm.
think he is just a hustler. There's no way he's going to go to having a 9 to 5. He can't do it.
I mean, when they were telling him with that dog rescue, like, "Oh, we know these people that, like, work with cows." I'm like, "Yeah, go do
Mhm.
that. Go do something. Keep your mind occupied."
He be trying to get bets on the cows. This man is not
Uh,
cannot walk a straight line at all. He would think of some way to make extra money
You're
without
right.
working. He just it's in it. And the thing about it is, I think he's probably an intelligent person.
Oh, yeah, I think he is. At least he's
Yeah.
told us he is. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's got that I don't even know what it is, that not gangster, but just that slimy schemer thing inside of him. It's just who he is,
Yeah. Yes, you're right.
unfortunately.
He's always trying to, like, get one over on somebody, like, he can't just, like, go about it, like, on an honest living, I guess. Yeah.
No, not at all.
Oh god, well, speaking of that, okay, so Analisa and Vada, thank the Lord, they're
Ooh,
back on our
ooh,
screen. Now
ooh.
remind me, I was thinking this week, what did Annalisa say about their house? On Instagram, she went on Instagram and said something that they were and that they had just moved into that house or something?
I don't think that just moved in, but they were working on the house.
Uh-huh. So do we think it's finished?
So remember, I went through all of her photos on Instagram
Mhm.
and Facebook,
Yeah.
and I was able to find one wall, and I recognized the wall because it had this horrible piece of artwork that we've seen on the show. I'm like, oh, that's that wall,
Uh-huh.
and it did not have the blue tape anymore.
Okay. So
As far
they
as the rest of the house,
we don't know.
no.
I hope they're taking their sweet, sweet Matt Sharp money and finish their renovations. Um
Please.
So, they have not heard from or seen Mark in 2 days, and she's like, "I
Mm.
guess I'll just check the jail website." So she's checking on the
Yeah,
internet. I was always wondering if that computer over there, if they ever used it, but she was using it.
but she
'Cause
only uses it to check to see if people are in jail.
that's maybe
That's
some
the sole
online shopping.
purpose. Maybe, but this main priority is to check to see if anyone's been arrested. So yeah,
Oh, it's so funny. So she checks the jails, and, Veda's like, "You just need to be more patient." And she goes, "No, his behavior is escalating in a bad way, and I think our next step is to call the probation officer." And Veda goes, "No, no, no, we can't
ooh,
do that. We can't do that." And she goes, "He might need to go back to prison. That may actually save his life." And
she may not be wrong.
she may not be wrong. And at the
Mm,
talking head, Veda goes, "He's making it very hard to come to his defense because he's making
yeah,
all the wrong moves. And I feel like he could do some good, but maybe he's just addicted to being on the street. Some people just it takes them a long time to get that life out of their system."
and I think that's all that he has known
Yeah.
is the street life. And what did I tell you in that one episode? Whenever he went to that place and talked to that guy, I can't remember what the name of the place was.
Yeah. The
I
Urban
told you
League or something.
something like that. I said,
Yeah.
Mary Payne, I'm willing to bet money right now. That was the first and the last time that he's been there.
I
And
know. I know, but he really was bonding with that guy who was like, "Nobody knows how hard it is for us. Let me help you." And I felt like he felt positive after that, I felt.
Yeah, till he got home and one of those, what do you call them, ratchet ass white girls text him, "What you doing? What you doing? Where you at?" And
Yeah,
it all went out the
uh-huh,
window right there.
yeah. So Veda tells her, "Look, I wanna give him one more chance." And she goes, "Okay." And after that, it's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
So now it's the next day. He's been missing for 3 days, and somebody knocks on the door, and it's Mark, and he's in quite a
Mhm.
getup. He's got some new jeans with patches all over it and some sort of belt that says "Cult" all over it.
Mhm.
I was like, "Is
Yeah.
any of this stuff
Mhm.
cool and I just don't know? It must be cool clothes that I don't know about?"
Or it could be stuff that he ordered from Sheen in
Mm,
his department as
true.
well.
He did have a
Yeah.
Target bag in his hand, I noticed that.
Okay,
Um,
nothing wrong with some Tarjay.
mm-mm.
Mm.
Annalisa goes, "Where have you been?" And he says, "Where have you been?" And she's like, "Right here at my house. What are you talking? Was that your comeback?" You know?
Right.
And she says, "Listen, you gotta figure out what you wanna do because I'm about ready to let you go. You're not doing what you're
Right.
supposed to do. You're supposed to be sleeping here at night." And he goes, "Who said that?" And she goes, "Your
Um,
parole officer."
the law?
"The law?" And so she's like, "Veda, Veda, I can't deal with him. You talk to him." And so Veda
Yeah.
says, "Look, we all have to follow rules. You gotta follow rules, and I gotta follow rules. And we can't lie to your probation officer because then we'll be liable too."
Right.
And this is when the producer says, "Now, where have you been?" And he goes, "Just out enjoying what life has to offer." Yeah. And he's
Doing
got all
hood
sorts
rat
of
things with
clothes
my
and stuff
hood
on his
rat
bed.
friends.
Did you notice all the
Yeah.
clothes and stuff on his bed?
Yeah, he's been look, Mark is either pimping out hoes or selling drugs.
Mm. Or
Or he could be shoplifting.
okay. Yeah, all 3 things could be true. Um,
And all three things are quite illegal.
yeah, yeah, all of those
Mhm.
things are legal. And Mark, says to Veda, so this is says to Veda. Now Veda, the only one who's got his back. He says to Veda,
Yes.
so this is how this works. You're worried about what my PO is saying?" And Veda goes, "Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
police. I don't want you going back to jail, and I don't want to call your parole officer." And Mark is saying something like, I had to put on the closed captions because there was a lot of crosstalk. And he was like, "Why are you saying that? No one's doing that." And Annalisa says, "He won't call, but I will." And he
And
goes,
she
"Oh, yeah."
will.
And she will.
Yeah.
And, by the way, she should.
Yeah,
I
a
got I
lot of
mean,
people on the Reddit were dragging Veda. They're
Veda
saying
for
he's a
not
bad
standing up.
yes,
Yeah.
saying that he's a bad husband and things like that. However, Veda, it goes back to that social worker thing. And when he tells Annalisa, you need to be more patient, like you're expecting too much too soon. I agree with that 100%. You know, these people are going to shit talk you. That's all they know. You know, they're
Mm,
going to be disrespectful because that's all they know. Like, he can't just change overnight, but he can at least come home every day or
yeah.
let them know where he is. Like, shit,
Yeah.
they didn't know if he were dead or alive or what's going on. But his disrespect is just too much for me. He's gonna end up getting his ass kicked and Veda's ass kicked too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
it's a
was
lot.
I was annoyed with Ed Veda as well.
Were
I
you?
was.
Yeah,
I
I
was,
get it.
yeah. So, Annalisa says, "He won't call, but I will." And he goes, "I'm sure you will." And he says, "I don't know where you're worried about where I've been for 2 days. You're a grown man and I'm a grown man. And if you were gone for 2 days, Veda, I wouldn't ask where you've been."
Well,
And
I'm not
Veda
on probation.
and Veda goes, "I'm not in the same situation you're in." And
Yeah.
Mark keeps going, "Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it." And so the producer asked them together, "How many chances do you have left to give Mark?"
Mhm.
And Lisa says, "None." And Veda says, "One more. I got one more chance."
Yeah.
So Annalisa tells Mark, "If the PO comes by and asks if you've slept here, the answer is no. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell the truth." And he goes, "Bet." And she goes, "Okay, bet."
Bet. Hmm.
And the dog starts barking. She was like, "You're making my little dog all stressed out."
And the little dog was very stressed out. No wonder why he's pissing all over the house. He is stressed out. This is too much. He feels his mother's stress. It's just a lot. He was probably on his way to go shit underneath Mark's bed again. Like,
I
you
know.
bastard. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably
Poor
was.
bless his heart.
And then she goes, "I don't even know why I'm sitting here arguing with you. I don't even care. I'm going to shut up." And Mark goes, "Yeah, you should." Yeah, you should zip it.
Ooh.
Now, in that
There you go.
moment, that is
Yes,
where I thought Veda should have said, "Don't speak to my wife that way,"
and he didn't.
and he didn't.
He didn't. Yeah, I don't know, but I hope that everyone, like, in this moment, I understood Mark a little bit. When they showed that thermostat and it says 78 degrees on it,
They
I
are in
wouldn't say
Seattle,
there
though.
either.
They are in Seattle, though, so it is real cool up there. It's not hot.
Look, that explains why Vada's always dripping wet.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
And that explains why Mark refuses, because she probably turns it up to 85 during the nighttime hours. That explains why he doesn't want to stay there. And at that moment, I was Mark. I'm like, I ain't got time for this shit. Like, it is too hot in here. Like,
that's
damn.
funny. That I did notice that 78. I was like, "That better say 73," but I think it was 78.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was 73, and that's
Mm,
pushing it. But 78, oh
that's
no,
pushing it. Yeah.
no.
So Annalisa looks over at Veda and goes, "Veda, he is bullshitting you." And Veda says,
Yeah.
"I will have faith in him like I have faith in God. I'm not the judge. I'm not the jury. I'm not the executioner. I just want him to go in the right direction." And
Yes.
Annalisa says to Veda, "Well, I'm praying for you." And he says, "Good, good."
Did you notice that the Rhythm Nation 1814 Janet Jackson key earrings were back, but they were like encrusted with like little fake diamonds. They were all sparkly.
I thought they were sparkly before. No,
I never noticed that they were sparkly.
I think they were sparkly before. Yeah. She's only got the two pair of earrings. She's got the Rhythm Nation and then the red balls.
So I'm thinking that the keys are the key to her house. And she doesn't want Mark to get a copy of them, so she just wears them on her earrings just to stay safe. Right there.
Well, they
I'm
definitely
just wearing
haven't
this
given
in my
him they
ear.
definitely haven't given him a key because he's gotta knock every
Oh
time.
no, no.
No.
Every time he has to knock.
The producer asked Veda, "Are you putting Mark before Annalisa?" And he says, "No." He says, "I'm used to these young men being disrespectful, and I'm not taking it personal, but Annalisa's taking it personal." Well, yeah, if you tell me to shut up in my own house, I'm gonna take that personal.
Yeah, I was with Veda 100% until the shut up part,
Mhm.
because there's not a motherfucker alive that's gonna tell me to shut up in my own goddamn house and leave with all their teeth in their mouth. This is not gonna
Yeah.
happen. No,
Yeah.
no,
Mhm.
not at all. But everything else Veda said made sense. Yeah, she shouldn't take some of the stuff that he says personally, but that shut up, I got to take that a little bit personally right there. Bit
Yeah, I mean, I
much.
think Veda just talking to him one-on-one, man to man, all that, that's not working.
Mm-mm,
Telling him, like, "We're gonna tell your PO on you," is not working. So I
mm-mm.
really don't know what else they can do, you know what I mean, to make him act right. I really don't. I really don't.
I don't think that they need help.
They need help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
All right, let's go on to Cyndi and Jennifer. Um,
I gotta tell you something funny.
okay, do it. I can't wait.
So this week I was finally able to hunt some of these people down
Okay.
on social media. And
Okay.
this is at least it may not be funny to anyone else, but it was fucking funny to me.
Okay.
I found Cyndi.
Okay.
Guess what her last name is?
Uh, okay, I don't know.
It's so befitting. Roach.
Oh, no. I hope that's her married name. She could have gone back to her maiden name.
I was like,
Okay.
of course her last name would be Roach.
I grew up when I was one of my sister's best friends, her last name is Roach, and I was
That's a
friends with
hard
this son
last
too.
name.
Yeah. I have some other friends, her last name is Cocaine with a Y.
Oh,
Cockayne, Cocaine. Mhm.
oh wow. You just
Yeah.
look at Cyndi House, you're like, your last name would be fucking
I
Roach,
know,
wouldn't it?
that's terrible though, because now I feel
Yeah.
even worse for her. Yeah.
I don't feel bad for
Did you
Cyndi.
learn anything on social media about her?
She does have the picture of the grandbaby on there.
Okay.
She doesn't post very much. I was also able to find Aaron
Okay.
and David
Okay.
on there too. So I
How's
was
their
very
buddy
excited about
comedy
that.
going? They seem to still be friends.
Aaron seems like he's doing good. He's really into church. He sings at
Good.
church. I think Abby had a baby. Um,
Abby is the
David,
daughter?
that's the daughter.
Okay.
David is very active on Facebook, and he gets a lot of comments and things like that. I
Okay.
think in the beginning, when people were wondering if David was gay or not,
Mhm.
after looking through his photos, I think that I'm 99% sure that he is. There seems to be a picture of he and his boyfriend.
Okay,
And then
fine.
when it was
Good.
Pride Month, people were saying happy Pride to you. But yeah, he is more likable on Facebook. I think you get to see a little bit more of his personality on
Yeah.
Facebook. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, interesting. Oh, Lord. Okay, so Cyndi and Jennifer go to the local grocery store.
Ugh.
So she says, I haven't pressured Jennifer about the bills because she's not working, but I'm hoping she can help out at the grocery store. Now, we see Mary, the grocery store owner,
Mhm.
and she comes up and goes, "Oh, is this your nurse?" Which is like, you've known
What?
Cyndi all this time. Do you not think Cyndi needs a nurse all of a sudden?
Well, I understood the question. She's probably never seen someone in there with her before, and now here's this person. Maybe it's like a home health care.
Yeah.
I understood it.
I,
She was in a scooter,
well, she's always on a scooter.
but
She's got that scooter life.
maybe she just looked like she needed help.
Well,
She does look like she needs help.
she does. That's why she's got Jennifer
She
living there.
doesn't. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
She doesn't need that much help, but she looks like she most definitely needs help bathing.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So,
Mhm.
she says, "Is this your nurse?" And she says, "No, this is my roommate, Jennifer. She was in prison." And, talking head, Jennifer's like, "God, I mean, it's fine, but I wish she'd just be a little more discreet. Like, she doesn't tell everybody my business, like, in the first minute."
That was so rude and so on brand with Cyndi. She's an
It
asshole
it wasn't necessary for sure.
at all.
No. So Mary says, "So, how are your kids?" And she's like, "Oh, let me show you a picture of my granddaughter." And no, my
Mhm,
son is still not talking to me.
mhm.
So, Jennifer goes, "Oh, what's that about? Why is your son not talking to you?" And she goes, "I don't know. He just says he doesn't like the way he was brought up, and that's all I know." So now they're going through the
Mm.
grocery store and they're talking about food or whatever. And Jennifer, tells her, like, "I really don't have a lot of money." And then she explains when she was in prison, she had a job. She made 25 cents an hour and they would save half of that. So 12 and a half cents. And they put that into a fund. So when you come out of prison, you have something. And she had $100 when she came out of prison. But now
That
that
is
money's
true.
almost gone, obviously. She's been out like a couple weeks. It's
Yeah, and
awful.
she's gotta get gas. She had to buy that drug test. And
Right.
I mean, $100, like, to us, that's nothing. You
I
know what
mean,
I
that's
mean?
nothing. You go to CVS and you blow through
No.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bill for the groceries is $80. And Jennifer goes, "I think I've got $20 left on this card." They probably gave her like a debit card or whatever.
Yeah.
And Cindy's like, "I don't want to have to take her last $20." And this was awkward. She gets put on the
It
spot. She's
was.
sort of shamed and made to feel bad. And I didn't like it.
Yeah, that was uncalled for Cyndi to do that. They could have had a discussion about money before they even went to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I think she wanted to embarrass Jennifer twice with
But
the whole she just got back from prison, and she kind of looked at her like, "Are you gonna pay anything?" Like, she has no money.
yeah, the whole thing is, I don't like it.
Cringy.
So now they get back home, and Jennifer's like, "I gotta find out more about this whole
I
situation
know.
about Cindy's son and her grandkid. Like,
Mhm.
what's going on here?" I was like, "Thank you, Jennifer. We wanna know too."
Yes.
So she's asking her about it. And Cyndi goes, "All I know is he said he doesn't like how he grew up." And she tells us she has her son, Desmond, is 25, and that's the one that doesn't speak to her. And her other
Mm.
son is Nash, and he's 21. And she said Desmond blocked her, doesn't want to talk to her, doesn't let her see the grandchild. The last time she spoke to him, he called to give her sympathy when she lost her leg. And that's it. She says,
That's
she was married to the
Mhm.
husband, to the dad or whatever, and that he was always home with the kids, and so he was fun, and she was the disciplinarian, and she worked 2 or 3 jobs. So all that
Yeah,
was
but
about
it's gotta be
yeah,
way more than that for your kid not to talk to you.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, like something happened.
probably,
I mean,
and
for your
she's
kid not to come see you when you got your leg cut off,
yeah, it's pretty
that's too much.
bad. And she says she hasn't spoken to Desmond in 3 years, and he doesn't include her at all in the grandbaby's life. But she says her sister Carrie gets to spend time with her son and her grandbaby. And at first, she thought that wasn't fair, but now she realizes it's a blessing because Carrie gets the pictures and the videos of the baby and keeps her posted so she's not totally out of the loop. So that's nice, I guess.
Yeah, it's
And
sad, and I just feel like we need a little more of this backstory here.
But it's interesting too because Jennifer goes, "This sort of makes me understand Cyndi better because, my parents currently have custody of my kids, and I'm gonna have to, like, prove to them I'm sober in order to get custody back. So, like, I don't get to see my kids, she don't get to see her kids, and there's, like, nothing worse as a parent to not be able to see your kids, so it makes me understand her a little bit more." And it was kind of a bonding moment, for these 2. So, I mean, there was that. I mean, there was that.
Well, I have to wonder if it had not been for the messy ass lady that worked at the store, would
Right.
she have like ever known this about her kids?
Yeah, because it's interesting, right? Because Cindy's got the 2 sons and Jennifer's got the 2 sons.
2 sons. And she had never mentioned, now she's been all in Jennifer's business, but she kept that pretty close to the chest. And
Mhm.
the lady that worked at the store kind of called her out, like, are y'all still not talking? Or, what's going on? Are you still not able to see the grandbaby? I think she said something like that.
That's really
So
sad.
it is sad.
It's really sad. It's interesting too because her sister Carrie sees the son, so sees her nephew and sees her
Great
great
niece.
niece.
Yeah.
So Carrie must not think Cindy's such a horrible person if she shares all the pictures and stuff with her. Do you know what I mean?
Or she just feels sorry for her.
Maybe she just feels sorry for her. Yeah,
Here's the thing. If they were to say her son doesn't ever want to come to her house or have the grandbaby in her house,
that we would
totally would
get.
understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
yes, for the child's safety. But the fact that he doesn't even talk to her, has her blocked on things, like he doesn't want her to see anything that's going on in his life. He wants no contact with her.
yeah,
Something happened.
yeah. Yeah. Or it could be, whoever his wife is or girlfriend or whatever, it was like, for our sanity, if we got to be away from that woman, and it made him sort of cut ties with his mom. Like, I'm
Maybe.
not, my child is not going over to that house and is
Yeah.
not to be around your mother. And he chose his side, I guess. It's all sad. It's
A
all
lot.
sad.
Yeah.
There's nothing I love more than a comfortable bra. Today's sponsor, Honey Love, has revolutionized the bra game. Look, everybody hates an uncomfortable bra. And I know I've introduced a lot of you to the idea of a sleeping bra. But then during the pandemic, my sleeping bra became my everyday bra. And that's not great. So, Honey Love is the best of both worlds. It's a next level comfortable bra that you'll forget about. And yes, you can sleep in it. You'll immediately feel and see the difference. It's so next level comfortable. You'll forget you're wearing it, honestly. We all know that feeling when you get home from a long day and immediately you want to take off the bra, like you're literally flinging it off while you drive up to your house. With Honey Love, you'll never experience that again. I have their best selling crossover bra. This bra gives all the support of a traditional bra without using any underwires. And Honey Love's bras are designed with the back smoothing fabric to prevent that bra bulge. I mean, there's nothing worse than back fat spurting out of your bra. So I'm glad Honey Love has fixed that for me. I would also highly recommend their V bra. It offers the support of a traditional bra, and it's not like a shelf-like bra that creates that uniboob. And Honey Love also has more than just bras. They have incredibly comfortable shapewear tanks and leggings. Oh, it's almost leggings weather again, you guys. They have those leggings for everyday support. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/pink shade. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. That's honeylove.com/pink shade. Again, use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/pink shade. And after you purchase, they'll say, "Hey, where did you hear about us?" Make sure you support our show and tell them Pink Shade sent you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, okay, let's go to David and Aaron. So, Aaron tells us, it's been nice to have a calm and peaceful place to parole to. He feels a sense of calm there. So he
Yeah.
comes in and says to David, now it's 11:30 in the morning, I noticed on the
Mhm.
stove. he comes in and says, "Can I borrow your car? I'm going to meet up with some guys, going to go to a meeting, and then maybe we want to go to dinner afterwards." And he goes, "Yeah, I just need it back by 8:30." So 8:30 at night. So he's going to get to have it from 11:30 in the morning to 8:30 at night. That's a long amount of time.
That's a long day. Yeah.
And he says, "Yeah, I just need it back by 8:30." And he goes, "Yeah, okay, no problem." And so they get in the car, and the producer goes, "So we're going to go meet some of your AA buddies?" He goes, I'm not necessarily meeting an AA buddy. It's more like a former friend. It's like an ex, and I was engaged to her. Anyway, I'm just gonna go see her, have coffee, see how she's doing. And we see some
Right.
pictures. Her name is Lavinia. Lavinia. Lavi.
Lavina. It was Lavina.
Lavina. I wrote down. I wrote
Rhymes
down.
with vagina.
Okay.
Why, of all the names in the English language, Hebrew language, Greek language, Spanish language, would her parents choose to give her a name that rhymes with vagina? She had a rough, I bet elementary and middle school was hell for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once kids understood what a vagina was.
What a vagina was. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's been reluctant to tell anybody he's going to see Lavina because he was engaged to her and she ghosted him while he was in prison. And no one in his life approves of his relationship with her because she's an addict. It was a terrible situation they were in together. And everybody worries if he's around her, it would be a threat to his sobriety.
Right.
And everybody he knows has told him just to leave her. And he says this is a covert, top secret mission. Okay. And
he just wants a piece of ass.
I mean, let's just say it. So
Yeah.
he says he's not sure if she's still getting high. He's not sure what she's doing. And in my head, it's clear it's not a good idea to go see her. And I know she might be lying about being sober. So the producer says, if you're around her getting high, would that be tempting for you? And he just kind of like, no, it's like, oh yeah, it'd be easy to like fall back in that, right?
Like, why do it to yourself?
Well, the aforementioned piece of ass.
Piece of ass. Yeah. But he's a good looking guy. He can get a piece of ass from anywhere.
If
Jason is getting that pieces of ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he says he invested a lot in her and their relationship and helping her get sober. And he's never even met a healthy and clean Lavina. He's never been around her. So I guess maybe he was trying to help her from prison. Like I didn't quite understand this.
I thought he was trying to help her while he was out and they were both on drugs, but he wanted to focus on her being sober. It didn't make sense what he was saying at all.
Yeah, I don't know if he was getting sober before he had to go to prison, maybe like his court date, and he was already on his path to get sober. But remember, he got into that same kind of program that Jason was in, but he got kicked out. That challenge program or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
So he goes to meet her and she tells him she's been in sober living for 7 months. And they do, if you're in sober living, they do test you like twice a day. And he's like, yeah, I just wanted to talk about, man, I went to prison and you just ghosted me. And that just totally fucked me up. And she goes, well, it was hard because I was out here and you were in there and it was just hard for me. And I felt really alone. And, and he says, and then he says, yeah, I guess I sold you on a vision of something I couldn't deliver. And she goes, yeah, you sold me on this dream. Now, I don't know what that means. If he was like, when I get out, I don't know what that means. Sold her on a dream.
It kind of sounds like what he does, because if you go back to the conversation with Abby, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do that. So I'm sure he's like, oh, we're going to get married. We're going to have this nice house. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And he couldn't do it.
And they were both drug addicts. So they're like, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. Everything's going to be great. Yes. And now that we know that they were meth heads, they were probably also taking apart and reassembling their kitchen at the same time. And so he says, I think it's great that you're sober. I think it's wonderful that you're doing well. And he goes, yeah, like we're having this coffee and everything. Maybe we could talk a little bit. And she goes, okay. And he goes, we could just like talk a little bit. And she was like, okay. So,
Yeah.
So he says, yeah, what?
This didn't make any sense to me at all, because they're drinking coffee. Then all of a sudden there's a whole carton of half and half on that table.
Yeah, that did come out of nowhere. I saw
Where
that
did like, can you go up there and order, like, to say, I want a carton of half? That's a lot of half and half. Okay.
I think they were like, "I need some more half and half in this coffee," and they just plopped it on the table. I don't know, but it did kind
Maybe,
of appear on the table, yes.
or maybe like the server said, this is your fifth time asking for half and half. Here's the carton.
Yeah,
Enjoy. Like,
yeah,
do it yourself. That was,
yeah.
I could not focus on that. I'm like, that is
It did appear at it.
odd.
You're right, it did. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a continuity issue.
Hmm.
Um, so he says, "Look, I'm doing amazing. She's doing amazing. What could go wrong?" And he says, "With the car, with David and everything, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission." And I hope he understands, like, I got to roll the dice like it's a need, not a want, blah, blah. Basically, I got to get laid, is what he's saying.
But it doesn't
You
take
know,
24 hours to do that.
like I said, he left at 11:30. Let's say he
Yeah.
goes to meet her at 1. Like, that's how long
Okay.
it took him to get there. He still has until 8:30 to get the car home.
Yes, he had plenty of time to, he could have done what he needed to do a few times and still gotten home in time for David to go to whatever protests. Um, what
Yes.
does he do? Prison reform meeting
Yes.
or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't get why he had to do the stay the night.
But, I mean, he couldn't have stayed the night. She was in sober living. So they had to have gone to
Well,
a
where the hell
hotel,
did they go? Yeah, I guess
or and
so.
maybe they did it in the car, a bunch. The car's pretty little, and he's a pretty big guy.
But then there's still time for him to drop her ass back off at sober living
Yes.
and make 8 o'clock curfew.
I
I
know.
don't
I
get
know.
it.
I didn't get it either. Hopefully, we'll find out. Um, so the next day, Aaron is still not home. His phone's going right to voicemail, and David is getting worried. And then we get the,
Yes.
black screen of death. Since leaving the coffee shop yesterday, production has not been able to get in touch with Aaron. So he's not even answering production. He's like, "I'm out of here." Yeah.
So, okay, when they left the coffee shop, did production say, okay, we're going on lunch break. We'll meet up with you later. We'll call and see where you are. How did production lose him?
I don't know, 'cause it didn't seem like the car has GoPros. It does seem like there was, like, a
Yeah, it did.
cameraman in this, yeah, so
Yeah.
if the car didn't have GoPros, they don't know where he is.
Oh boy.
I'm sure he was just like, "You guys, let me go hook up with this girl, and I'll meet you back at, David's house at 8 or whatever, and I'll tell you how it
Yeah.
went." And then he didn't
Thank
show
God
up.
to
Yeah.
do it.
So David says, "I gotta call Aaron's support team. He disappeared with my car. It's been 24 hours. So
Yeah.
he's probably gonna be mad, but I gotta call the support team." So he calls Ashley and he calls Ian. And David goes, "I know Aaron likes to keep things private, but I don't care. Like, I'm not calling his PO. I'm just calling his friends because, like, I'd like to get my car back." Um,
Yeah.
so Ian says, "Look, why don't we go down to this burger spot Aaron used to hang out in this parking lot when he was using?" And Ian says, "If Aaron is using, David has got some big problems on his hands." And he said, "Now, I don't think David sees through Aaron's bullshit." Aaron seems like has been a real low life in his past because nobody's got anything
Yeah.
nice to say about the way he was.
And none of them would allow him to live with them either.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And what did the guy last week say
His
when he
lower level or lower
lower
self.
lower nature?
Yeah.
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 David won't be able to handle Aaron if he does what he does in his lower nature or something like that.
That's scary. I mean, they made him sound like he's half a demon.
Yes. Yeah. Y'all know how much I love Tropical Smoothie Cafe, and Tropical Smoothie Cafe wants to celebrate summer with you. This week only, which is July 22nd through the 28th, Tropic Rewards members get a free Island Punch smoothie with a bowl or a food purchase. You guys know how much I love their turkey bacon ranch sandwich, and I also love the acai bowls. The Island Punch smoothie is my husband's favorite smoothie. It has peach, guava, passion fruit, mango, and pineapple. And again, this week you can get a free Island Punch smoothie with a food or a bowl purchase. You can order in the app, online, or in cafe. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. You're on Tropic Time now. Okay, so yes, they have made him sound like a total demon and
Yeah.
half a demon,
Yeah.
as you say. And so they're driving around. They're looking for Aaron's car. They're looking, and they're like, if he's using, he could go for a while. And you got no idea what you're in for. And they're like, "Yeah, that's what meth does." And you're like, what is going to happen? Like, they've made it out to be the scariest sounding. I'm scared. I don't want to deal with Aaron on meth. No.
Yeah, and I had to giggle at David. He's like, "We're just riding around like we're just going to see him." And I was like, "I agree. Y'all are like basically just driving around in the hopes that you'll find him. You've already went to all of his spots. He's not there.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here? Starting to
What are we
rain
just
outside.
hanging out in the McDonald's parking lot? Like, I didn't quite
I know.
understand that
It made
either.
me
So they decide to go back to the house, and when they get there, David's car is back, and Ian sees the car and was like, "This motherfucker." And
right.
they all walk in, and he's like, hey guys, hey everybody, how's it going?" And they all walk in, they're like, "You haven't answered our calls. You were gone for
Yeah.
24 hours." And he was like, "Okay, sorry." And
Yeah.
Ian goes, "Man, have you been using?" He's like, "No," but they make it sound like he's like, the way the editing is like he's looking at the
Yes.
ground, like, but no,
Yeah.
he's not been using.
I
He's
don't
just
think he's
been
been using.
getting some action.
Yeah. With yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, with that
It's
girl, Lavina,
with that.
Vagina.
Yeah.
Um,
Poor
and then of
thing.
course we don't see Kathy and Daniel and Devin this week because they're off the show. We don't see Marisol and Jim and Mickey because they're off the show.
No.
So
This is
that's
it.
it.
And how many more episodes?
Three more, 8, 9, 10.
Really? 3
Yeah,
more?
three more. This was
Oh,
7
it's
and it
about
goes
to
to 10.
I think it's about to get super juicy.
It's got to. It's
Yeah,
got
I
to.
think things are about to get all the way turned up.
Next time on Inmate to Roommate, Jennifer interviews for a job while Cyndi eavesdrops. That was pretty funny. She's over
What?
there in like a
Why?
Rhythm Nation hat herself. Yeah.
Like she parked her scooter right behind Jennifer while she's getting interviewed for a job.
Yeah, that was a
Really,
lot.
Cindy?
That was a lot. But I'm
Yeah,
glad that Jennifer's gonna get a job.
yeah.
Um, Emily says she's missing $100, and Jason's like, "I
Oh
don't know
boy.
what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about." And then the son comes over, and she's like, "I don't know, maybe he'll talk to my son." And then Jason gets all mad at the producer. The producer says, "Well, you never denied stealing it." And he's like, "What?" And he gets all mad, and he was like, "You let me know when you want to finish this interview," and storms off.
So I'm wondering, is this gonna be where we see the fight scene in the
Oh,
front
yeah, you said
yard?
Jason's gonna do you think it's gonna be with Emily's son?
I hope. I
Geesh.
kind of hope because her son's pretty young. I think he could, really take
Yeah.
on Jason. But then again, Jason's got that little wild
Yeah.
energy going, like animalistic. So
Yeah, he's
I don't
feral.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
He really is.
Then we see Mark using like a fireman escape ladder out the window, and he
Yes.
says, "Whether she comes through the door or through the window, some female is gonna be in this room tonight." And then we see Annalisa knocking on his door, and then she's, like, busted in, but it looks like she's busted
Yeah.
into his bathroom,
Bathroom. Yeah.
and the cameraman runs out from behind that curtain, and the Vada's there, and it's all
Yeah.
chaos.
Yeah. I'm
S
excited to see this. I
and
really
then
am.
and then you said somebody else was supposed to be fighting? You said we're
Well,
supposed
there's
to be
a
seeing 2
scene.
fights.
So I don't know if it's necessary. Well, I mean, that kind of looked like a fight right there with Annalisa busting in. But there's a scene with this group right here where the cops are called and there's Mark in the front
Oh,
yard.
mm.
So I think things go down. Maybe not a fight, but they most definitely don't want him there anymore. So
Yeah, I
I don't
think
know.
Vada is a real sweet soul,
Yes,
and
he
l
is.
I would like to see a home renovation show with Vada and Annalisa and no
That'd
inmates.
be good. Yeah, I agree. That would
And also,
they make for good TV.
I felt like the daughter was gonna come back, Vada and
That's
Annalisa's
what we
daughter.
really need
Yeah,
is the daughter to come back.
I thought she was coming back onto the scene. Yeah, she needs to get over there and
We need
supervise that
her.
situation, yeah.
Oh, most definitely. Because once she hears how Mark has been talking to her mom, she's gonna pull those eyelashes off and she's gonna be ready to fight. Because I don't think she plays about her mama. She made that real clear. She
Oh,
don't play about her mama.
god. Why would she think it was okay for her parents to have this guy move in the house?
She didn't think it was okay.
I mean, they're definitely not making, they probably gave him like $5,000. Not like they're giving him tons of money or anything.
Nope.
It wouldn't be worth it for
That's
me.
not enough money to deal with Mark and his antics.
Oh my
Mm-mm.
god.
No.
If anybody knew those kind of pants or that kind of belt that they kept showing on Mark, like, I was like, "Am I supposed to know these brands? Am I not I'm just not cool enough to know."
I didn't know them either. I don't know what that I
They
don't know
kept
what
They kept showing it. I was like, okay. Are we just supposed to know, like, oh my gosh, he got these new clothes? Obviously, he left here in one and came back in a different outfit.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Oh God.
Who
Keisha,
knows?
what's happening over on the Libra Lounge with Keisha this week?
Well, we're recording this week, and I'm patiently waiting for a reply text from Kimberly because Mama June, the second half of the season just ended, and we need to do our season recap. So I'm
Okay.
hoping and praying that she's got time and we can do that because my listeners really enjoyed us recapping Mama June. So if
She
so, that's
just
what
yeah.
that's happening.
She was just telling, Katie about that, that she was gonna do Mama June with you because Katie and Kimberly was talking about how much
Mhm.
she loves Drag Race, and I said and she said, "Well,
Oh,
it's the international superstars of the drag whatever's happening."
yes.
And I said,
Hmm.
"Well, if you ever want somebody to talk to about it, Keisha would love to talk to you about that."
Oh, yeah. Alyssa Edwards is going to be representing the US. So she's my favorite drag queen of all the drag queens.
Is that who my
So
daughter
cool.
likes? She likes somebody else. She likes Trixie, she likes
Yeah, because she actually sent me, she's like, hey, did you hear about this? Because she knows how much I love Alyssa.
Yeah,
But yeah, she likes Alyssa too. Because season 5, we both agree that's the best season that there has
okay,
ever been in Drag
and
Race.
that's who Alyssa was on.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes.
Well, I'm gonna talk to Kimberly later today or tomorrow, so I'll remind
Okay.
her that you guys are supposed to be getting
Yes.
together to talk about
Yes.
Mama June. So Mama June's over?
Oh, June Shannon. Yes.
It's
She
over.
season finale was Friday,
Okay.
but I'm hoping that we'll hear how the court case went before we record because she was going to court for the daughter that died, her daughter,
Uh-huh.
who's going to get custody of her. So the trial was
Oh.
all last week. So
Oh.
we're
They
like,
had to have a trial?
well, because this is so weird. So even So Anna, that's the daughter who died. She has an older daughter named Caitlin. Her dad's
Mhm.
not in the picture, but Anna had a kid with someone else, and that guy was kind of a father figure. But then they broke up, and she married someone else. So the younger daughter belongs to this guy Michael. Now he's trying to get custody of Caitlin, who is not his biological daughter.
But the dad's
He
not in the
wants
picture.
custody. No, he's never really been in the picture at all. So they're
Okay.
battling it out with June over who's going to get Caitlin.
Well, June it could take both kids, not just one, by the way.
No,
That's
no, 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 no,
awful.
no, no. The daughter, the younger daughter, is with her biological dad. He came and swooped her up as soon as Anna died.
Right.
So
Okay.
now it's the case of the girl whose dad is not around, and her mom's ex-boyfriend, who's also the father of her younger sister. It's kind of confusing. I
I don't
know.
think anybody needs to let Mama June have custody of anybody. I think that the 2 sisters should stick together with the mom that died. If the 2 girls were sisters, they should stick together and go with dad number 2.
A lot of people would agree with you, and
I
I'm one
wha
of those people.
assuming he's a fit parent.
I think he's okay. He's probably a lot better than June.
Wow. Wow. Okay, well, I will remind Kimberly when I talk to her about that. So that's
Great.
what's happening on the Libra Lounge with Keisha. We're talking Mama
Yeah.
June. Is that what we're talking about?
Mhm. And whatever happens with celebrity news and gossip and all of that, there's a few Teresa updates about things that are going on with Louis and
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
and yeah. So whatever pops up, that's what we'll be talking
I did listen this week to an episode of the Bravo docket talking
about.
about did you listen to that? It's an episode that's about Louis and that fiance and that whole problem. It's a it's a pretty good breakdown of she sued him and he sued her.
Mhm.
And, in most cases, I'm sort of anti Louis and just assume whatever he's done has been slimy. But in
Mhm.
this case with that ex, it looks like they were very equally matched in the terrible department.
So on Bravo Docket, they like made a post about that episode, and I was reading the comments, and a lot of people said exactly what you said.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, in general, I think he's a slime bucket, but in this case, this woman also was really trying to, like, extort him for money and treated him terribly and, like, wouldn't leave and, like, all this bad stuff.
Oh
I
my
still
God.
don't know how they afford that house in Jersey, though. That's a mystery.
A lot of their money doesn't add up with a lot of the housewives. It
Well, true.
doesn't add up at all. It's like, where is the money coming from? Like,
That's true.
I don't get it.
When
with the
they show the
exception of like
aerial view,
Danielle,
say it
it's
again.
huge. Like Danielle lives a lifestyle that we can say, okay, we can see how you can afford it. You guys
Yes.
are still glamorous, but yeah, I don't even say the fooders and
Mhm.
even Marge a little bit, but the others, the math just ain't mathing to me.
Well, Jen Aiden's husband is a plastic surgeon, and they do make a lot of
Oh, hers,
money.
yeah.
But
But even
Teresa's
still,
I don't get it.
I don't
I
get
don't
it.
get it.
Mm-mm.
I do not get it. And when they showed the aerial view of that house and they had that party, I'm like, whoa, that house
Yeah.
is huge.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't understand it.
Hmm.
It'll all come out.
It'll all come out. It always does.
Mhm. Yep.
Everybody follow Keisha over on Instagram at the Libra Lounge with Keisha. That's the name of her podcast. And also please follow me at Pink Shade Pod. And this episode will also be on our YouTube channel, the Pink Shade YouTube channel. So you can go over there and check that out. Check that out as well. This makes me put on makeup every Sunday afternoon, which is not my favorite time to put on makeup. It's the time I like to go
Mine
have
either.
no makeup. But you know what, girl?
Yeah.
We're
You just
doing it
gotta
for
do what you gotta do.
we're doing it for the people.
Yep.
People demand it. No,
Yes.
nobody's demanded it. Next week, guys, we'll be here talking about Love After Lockup and Inmate to Roommate right here in this spot. We'll be doing Love After Lockup at the beginning and Inmate to Roommate at the end. So if you're still following it, you'll just have to wait till the end. I'll do timestamps in case you're only here for Inmate to Roommate, which I can't imagine, but maybe you are. And Keisha, Keisha, I'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.